So here's my Shopsmith 10ER. After doing a bit of cleanup, I've got it in horizontal mode right now because I was working on the adjustment to go over the backrest here. Wasn't quite clamping down like it was supposed to. And what I've done so far is I've done some cleanup on the saw table. The insert to go around the saw blade was actually bent up, so it was about a 1/16 inch high in the middle here. I was able to remedy that and adjust it pretty well. Just set it up upside down on a couple boards on each end, and then put a longer board across the whole back of it, and hammered down, tapped with it sitting on a bench, tapped down lightly until I felt that it was pretty well flattened, and did some final touch up on it. So that's sitting pretty well. I've also, this support for the leg was bent pretty badly, and I was thinking that I would have to scrap the base and just start new. It wasn't rolling good, it wasn't coming up on the wheels good. After I got that put back on there, that pretty much fixed everything on the base, and I'm able to stand it up and wheel it around pretty nicely now. Comes up off the ground probably 3/8 to half an inch. And I'm still thinking that there might be some missing feet. I'm learning about this thing as I go, but I see there's holes in each corner there, and it rocks a little bit on the middle, so it's kind of high centered on there. When it's sitting on the ground, it does have a little bit of a rock to it. So I'm wondering about putting some feet on there. I don't know what the original had. What else have I got going on here? I took apart the quill return spring because I was noticing that the stop here, or one of the tabs, I guess you'd call it, for the quill return spring housing was broken off. There's a small tool mark here, so I don't know if it was intentional, and I also can't tell if there's factory paint under it, so I'm not quite sure if that was done by somebody or if it was an accident. But anyway, it didn't seem to have a problem holding on just that back tab, but I'll see if there's anything that can be done about that in the future. What else did I got? I did also some cleanup on knobs and the fence rails and all that kind of stuff, and then we ended up having 47-degree overnight high temps, and everything here is melting. There's fog in the air. It is very dense and humid, and my garage flooded. So basically everything that I cleaned up now has a small amount of surface rust again. So I'm definitely going to have to get some wax or figure out what to do to coat this stuff after I clean it up. I don't know that I really want to go so far as having everything re-chromed, but I would like to keep it in good working condition. So after I get it together a little bit more, I plan on doing a little bit more major disassembly, taking the way tubes off, bringing them to a machine shop, and turning them on a lathe with some sandpaper. I do actually have this base here is something else I found out by researching online. That rest on the top there is actually a rare item, I believe, according to the Shopsmith forums. That's for the E4, I believe, jointer, which came with it. Got that sitting over there on the ground. Have yet to do some cleanup on that. I'm probably going to set it up on the base just to make sure it doesn't sit in water or anything. Just start doing some cleanup on that and see what condition everything's in. And it was kind of a mystery to me what was going on with the motor pulleys, because I ended up pulling it apart, finding that I had the triple pulley there that was mounted onto an adapter bushing, which reduces the size down to the next size down. Has a spot there for the set screw, slotted for the keyway, and then the end is solid for the fourth larger pulley to go on there. Wasn't quite sure what I had here until I started doing some checking. Realized that fourth pulley runs the joiner all the way to the side here. Then inside of that step down bushing was another one to go down to the actual motor shaft, which is keyed. So kind of interesting setup. I don't think that was original. I don't know how I don't even know if the motor is original, so I'm not sure exactly how they stepped down from this pulley setup to the motor shaft, or if when they got the joiner, if this triple pulley was also replaced at the same time with one with the larger inner diameter. So not quite sure what to make of that yet. Still doing some research on it. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the video. Getting it back together a little bit at a time.